Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you, and welcome back to our video lesson. And welcome to our Regional Polytechnic Institute Design Report. And today, in this video, we are gonna learn again. We continue from last week. It was about early Asians. Last week we studied about this point. Early Asians. And also we continue in this early Asians. But before we start to study this, I also have some question to ask you. So what? Yeah, my question is, uh, let's wait. What is dragon bone? If you know the answer, you can pause my video and try to answer my question. What is dragon bone? Dragon bone, it was the Chinese ancient medicine, and actually they were yeah the fossils of ancient animals, including saber-toothed tigers. If you want to know about these saber-toothed tigers, it means a small a big cat or a lake cat in the past. You can search on the internet to know to see these types of these large animal, and including saber-toothed tigers, rhinoceroses, horses, bears, hyenas, and buffaloes, for treating specific or remedy for the great numbers of ailments, from general weakness to specific illnesses such as dysentery and malaria. Yeah. And the next question, who actually found the most potent of these dragon bones? If you know the answer, please pause the video again and answer together. Who actually found the most potent of these dragon bones? Actually, they were, what is it? They were Homo erectus, right? They were Homo erectus. And the last question to ask you, when was the first Homo erectus fossil found? When were Homo erectus? When was the first Homo erectus fossil found? It was found in 1891. Okay, remember this. The first Homo erectus fossil, found in 1891. Thank you. Let's continue from this point. Just start in this new point. There are now remains of 40 individuals, males and females of various ages, plus tens of thousands of stones, tools made by them, were and linked in the years of 1983. They inhabited a large cave where they first took shelters about 460,000 years ago, and continued to live until about 230,000 years ago. Sometime, the significance of that length of time can be grasped to quickly take something in your hands and hold it firmly. That is called grasp. Jab, yoke, or one more we can say that grasp. If we remember that only but 8,000 years have passed since humans began cultivating grains in northern China. These earliest populations it classifies as Homo, that is called man, erectus, upright, not sapiens. In our Khmer language, we study from school. The teacher say that this sapien, sapien, like that, and thinking. Sapien, it means sapien here. I mean, it's referred to thinking. That is, it is the same genus, but not the same species as modern humans. The average size of modern age it stands for Homo, yes. Homo sapiens, brain cases. Brain cases mean the cranium enclosing the brain,ស្រោមខួរក្បាល yeah. Brain cases is of 1450 cc. Cc is a mean cubic centimeter. Yeah, cubic centimeter. Uh, Peking man had an average cranial capacities of 1054 cc. The skull was thicker and flatter, with protrude protruding attitude means sticking. It's similar to the word sticking out. Liên chênh lôi chênh, yeah. Protruding brows and a marked protrusion in the rear the back of something, the rears of the skull, very similar to Homo erectus specimens found widely throughout Eurasia and Africa. Over the long periods of life in the cave, evolution of cranial capacity seems to have been occurring since the most recent skull dated at 200,000 BP. Evolution, it means the way in which living things change and develop over millions of years. Yeah, evolution. Cranial of the skull attitude. Yeah. Before the present. Yeah, before the present. So this word, this letter B and P. B stand for before and P stand for present. Before present. Verse 1140 cc. During that time, their tools got nicer too, beginning with awkwards. Yeah, awkward choppers. Awkward mean difficult to use, do or deal with. That is called awkward. And a chopper, I mean a small axe, held in one hand. In the past, the ancient people used the types of tool that is called chopper to do something, to dig in the ground or to cut meat or something. That is called a small axe used in one hand. Yeah. A few flake knocks off a large pebble to produce a sharp ridge. You know, a pebble, a small, smooth, round stone, especially one found on a beach or in a river. Clump more, yes, pebble. Sharp ridge. Ridge, it means ridge. It means a long, narrow, raised part of a surface, especially high edge along a mountain. Yeah. Sharp ridge means một. Yeah. Một ring tiêu, một ring tiêu ring suit một. Yes. And ending with delicate and well-made points that could be tied to stick to make hunting spear. Spear, a weapon consisting of a pole with a sharp, usually metal, point at one end that is either thrown or held in the hand. Yes, spear. Moreover, Homo erectus pekinensis had front teeth that were slightly curved in the back, a type known as shovel-shaped incisor. Incisors were also sharp teeth at the front of the mouth that cut food when you bite into it. Yeah, a front teeth. We can say a front teeth of human, or yeah, of human. That is called yeah, incisor. That are common in modern Chinese populations. These were taken, as evidence that modern Chinese involved directly the out Peking man. In the 1930s, France, Rich argued that population descended from Peking man evolved into the Mongoloid race. Yeah, Mongoloid race, obsolete racial grouping of various people indigenous to large parts of Asia, Polynesia, and the Americas, yeah, of modern East Asian peoples. In addition, according to this now outdated racial theories, there are two other great demon races: the Caucasoid and the Negroid. Further subdivisions were arrived at based on observable physical. One more begins that uh, phe- pheno yeah, phenotypical mean relating to the observable, yeah, characteristic of an individual resulting from the interaction of its genotype with the environment. Characteristic like skin colors and hair type. Uh, the appeal, of Peking men to contemporary Chinese may seem obvious. The ancestors of all Chinese already on the scene half a million years ago. We are all descended from this common ancestor. We have been here practically forever. Millennia, millennia. Later comes the Yellow Emperor, and all of Chinese civilization flowers. Unfortunately, the pictures isn't that simple. Modern, pale, paleontology, paleontologist, paleontologist, paleontologists have been scientists specializes in the study of life forms that existed in previous geologic, geologic periods as represented by their fossils អ្នកបុរាណវិទូ yeah ដែលសិក្សាអំពីអ្វីដែលកើតមានពីសម័យមុនណាបាទគេសិក្សាអំពី fossil បាទ fossil ពីដើមណា fossil I believe that Homo sapiens originated as recently as 143,000 years ago in East Africa and migrated north and eastward, often into areas where late Homo erectus still lives. Right? In Europe, for example, Neanderthal, yeah, Neanderthal, relating to a types of primitive people in the past, who live in Europe and Asia from about 150,000 to 30,000 years ago ប្រភេទមនុស្សពីដើមដែលមានឈ្មោះថា Neanderthal yeah evolved from Homo erectus that died out with modern Homo sapiens when they entered 30,000 to 40,000 years ago. Whether they interpret in the past tense or interpret to breed or cause to breed with members of another breed or group បង្កើតពូជ interpret was long in doubt but in 2013 it was established that modern Europeans have some Neanderthals genes. I mean the parts of DNA, in a cell that control the physical development, behavior, etc. of an individual plant or animal, and in passed, on from its parents. Then we can say then, yeah, genes. And the evidence for the late date of Homo sapiens come from DNA studies beginning in the 1980s, which show that all modern humans are descended from a small early population in East Africa and replaced Homo erectus. One type of DNA known as uh, mitochondrial DNA. Mitochondrial, uh, uh, it means that in cells, a long or round piece found in the cytoplasm, a substance, surrounding the uh, nucleus, yeah, and that produces energy for the cell by breaking down food, which transmit through females only allows geneticists. Geneticists mean a person who studies genetics, I mean the studies of heredity, and the the variation of inherited characteristic to determine the degree of differentiation of human population worldwide. But differentiation, I mean the act of differentiating. These studies show that all contemporary humans are originally descendants of a small group of Africans numbering only about 10,000 individuals. Descendants, yeah, descendant. I mean a person who related to someone and who lives after them, such as a child or grandchild, descendant. Only about 1% of all genes in the human genome. It means the complete set of genetic material of human, animals, plants, or other living thing. Some chromosome, some chromosome relate to physical features that are used to distinguish the races. This new genetic evidence has meant that the old racial categories have a little scientific significance, except actually uh, culturally, of course, which we will get to later. Okay, and about this paragraph. The result of these newer studies involving the science of genetics is that Homo sapiens reached China from Africa very recently, around 60,000 years ago, while India and Southeast Asia they spread north into China and may have encountered Peking man, for example, Homo erectus. Mm, but this population died out and was replaced by the newcomers. Asian, Asian separated from Africans no earlier than 100,000 years ago, from Australians 50,000 years ago, and from Europeans only 30,000 years ago. Short man, 2001 to 100. Uh, features that are identified as mongoloid, that is supposed is Asian physical characteristic like flat face, says yeah, flat faces, sour shaped incisor, sour shaped incisor. I mean incisor whose lingual surfaces are scooped as a consequence of lingual marginal ridges, ground curvature, or basal tubercles, either alone in or combination. Chuột thông minh khẳng mục riêng khop. Yes. That is called shell wall, shell wall shaped incisor, and epicanthic folds. Yeah, epicanthic folds. I mean a skin fold of the upper eyelid covering the inner corner of the eye. That is called epicanthic folds. របកភ្នែកនៃរឿងតឹងតឹងភាគច្រើនជាជនជាតិនៅអាស៊ីជនជាតិអាស៊ីអឺរ៉ុបអីភ្នែកអត់មានតឹងតឹងនេះទេណា yes as the eyelids evolved within the last 50,000 years. However, cultural categories of race and all the tissues of national and ethnic identity that accompany them have been slow to catch up with the scientific facts. Catch up with if something bad that you have done and that been happening to you catches up with you, it begins to cause problem for you. តាមតន់ yeah. And after a century of thinking about race in the old three races way, these ideas have embedded themselves in national cultures in pretty fixed manners and are very difficult to change. Embed if an emotion, opinion, etc. is embedded in someone or something, it is very strong or important part of them. Bangkok. Yeah. In China, for instance, the ideas of continuous racial identity from early years Peking man half a million years ago to the present provides mythology. Mythology is been myths in general. They were yeah. Of Chinese, our Chinese that transcend dynasties and regimes. It is a myth that attempts to overcome separate identities as Han, Ukor, Ukor. I'm not sure to read this word correctly or not. Yeah, Tibetan, Miao, and so on as more urgent environmental development from an original common racial stock, allowing for the argument that ultimately we are all Chinese. There is plenty of political utility in such a myth. Utility means the usefulness of something, especially in a practical way. Utility in such a myth. An ancient story or set of story, especially explaining the early history of groups of people or about natural events and fact. They were missed. But the truth, as now understood through Palean anthropological anthropological and genetic studies. Paleanthropological means interdisciplinary branch of anthropology concerned with the origins and development of early humans ការសិក្សាពីមនុស្សសម័យដើម yes Palean anthropology Palean anthropology and is the small groups of East Africans in the last 60,000 years migrated along the shores of Africa, the Middle East, and India, eventually reaching Southeast Asia, from where they finally spread north into China. branches of them settled in each place along the way. Only much later did various kinds of cultural identities emerge. Someday, perhaps, our common human identity will be as celebrated as our separate national and racial ones. Thank you. About in the note below, are seen international borders are now guarded and unfriendly pilgrimage to Kailash from India is rare, and Hindus have adapted by rewarding a source of the Ganges called Gumuks, and the mouths of the cows as likely to the showers in the India Himalayas. So thank you everyone for watching my video lesson and try to write about the vocabulary and some main points in this my presentation and reading in the video lesson in the early Asian. So thank you, goodbye, good luck.